Adam pushed the wheelbarrow up to the guards who were standing on either side of the giant gates. Beyond the gates, Adam could see the imposing castle. It was very big and even a bit scary. "Going on a holiday?" asked one of the guards with a wry smile. "No," said Adam. "I have something that belongs to the castle and I am here to return it. So that you don't get any more dragons." The guards looked down at the suitcases, then back at Adam. Just as they were about to tell Adam to run along, the curator appeared at the gates. Adam recognized him immediately from the news. The young boy seized his chance and opened one of the suitcases and took out a single gold coin. He held the coin up to the curator triumphantly and said, "I believe this belongs to you." The curator was overjoyed. He could not believe his ears when Adam told him how he had discovered the abandoned cases in his family's barn. Adam also told the curator how he had gotten the wheelbarrow and his pocket money, and how he had traveled on the bus all the way to Krakow, which he had never done before. Quite a crowd had gathered to hear Adam's story and everybody was very impressed with the young boy. Then the guards picked up the suitcases and, together with Adam, they followed the curator through the castle to Smock's lair. Adam had never been inside a real castle before. He had never even been outside a real castle before. He looked on in wonder as he was led through huge rooms adorned with fancy silks and old paintings. Every room seemed bigger and fancier than the last. The convoy of people eventually reached the entrance to Smock's lair and carefully descended the steps. The deeper they went, the darker and colder it got, but still they went on until the narrow stairwell opened out into the lair itself. "It looks just like it did on the television yesterday," Adam said. To nobody in particular. The guards opened the suitcases and Adam and the curator both grabbed big handfuls of the shiny gold coins and began throwing them across the floor in sheer delight. The curator was laughing out loud with a mixture of joy and relief. And Adam was laughing because he was so proud that he had succeeded in his mission to return the gold and keep the castle safe. No more dragons, he thought. Once all of the coins were back where they belonged, Adam started to say goodbye because he had a long journey ahead of him. But the curator was not about to let the young boy depart in such a manner. "You really are the bravest boy in the whole city," said the curator. "You should stay a while so that we might thank you properly." Adam wanted very much to stay, but he was thinking about his home and his family and the long bus journey ahead. He said, "I would like to stay, but I haven't prepared the barn for the harvest or the meal for the evening. My family will be wondering where I am and they'll be angry that I have not done all of my chores." "Don't you worry," said the curator. "You have done a wonderful thing for the city. Now it is our turn to do something for you. Follow me." And with that, the curator led Adam up the dark stairwell and out across the main hall of the castle. Along the way, the old man issued instructions to the guards who then barked instructions into their radios. Suddenly the castle seemed to be alive with activity. By the time Adam and the curator reached the castle gates, there was a shiny black limousine and a very large truck awaiting their arrival. Castle guards, in their royal red and gold uniforms, were boarding the back of the truck carrying an array of large and small boxes. A very smartly dressed chauffeur opened the door to the limousine and tipped his hat as Adam got inside. The journey back to Adam's village was much quicker than his original bus journey into the city, and he didn't even have to spend any of his pocket money. In no time at all they had reached the village and were soon turning off of the main road towards Adam's home. As the limousine drove up the gravel path towards the house, Adam could see his family standing in the yard. They all looked very worried and very confused at the sight of the limousine and the truck and the guards in their red and gold uniforms. When the convoy stopped and Adam got out of the limousine, the whole family rushed towards him. All of them were speaking at once so that Adam found it difficult to understand him and more impossible still to answer their questions. Just as Adam was busy apologizing for not completing his chores, the curator stepped in and explained how Adam had returned the missing gold to the castle. "A very brave boy you have here," said the curator as he introduced himself to the family. "All of us at the castle are so very grateful." Adam's mother and father were beaming with pride by the time the curator had finished recounting their son's brave deeds. Then the curator said, "I understand that there are a few things that still need doing around the farm. Please don't worry about a thing." And with that he turned to the guards and nodded. The guards instantly divided themselves into 3 groups. The first ran to the barn and began clearing space for the harvested crops, while another group began unloading the crops from the trailer. The third group ran to the house and brought the family dining table out into the farmyard and laid the table with a fine cloth, plates, glasses, and fancy silver cutlery from the castle. Huge platters of delicious-smelling foods were carried from the back of the truck and placed on the table. Adam's family seated themselves at the table and the curator proposed a toast in Adam's honor. They were surrounded by a guard of honor and Adam thought to himself, "This is what it must be like to be royalty." The family laughed and ate together. And all the while Adam told them about the tall buildings in Krakow and the crowds of people and the castle and the limousine ride. It really had been an incredible day. And as Adam enjoyed the wonderful feast, he told himself that he was sure he would never forget his adventure. But he was also very pleased that next year it would be his brother's turn to stay at home while Adam joined his family in the fields for the harvest.